This is Jonathan St. James, and you're listening to The Truth is Still Straight podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Jonathan St. James and The Truth is Still Straight podcast. Thank you. Thank you. All right, before we get started, Sister Millie always says from the West Coast that she expects to get some love from the audience today. So we'll let the audience show Sister Millie from the West Coast some love. Okay, well, I guess not. All right, well, before we get started, let me give a shout out to all those who are paying attention, subscribers and commenters alike. And those people are Pedro Falcone, Tatiana Cruz, Lee Jones, Tessie, Sister Millie from the West Coast, V, Mahir, Mr. Wilkes, Milton Gonzalez, Beverly, Snotty, Reggie, Courtney, K-Law, RJ, Latoya, Shilia, Michael Thomas, Darrell Big G Galloway, Sanati, James Wilson, Tyrone Biggs, Terrence Meir, JD Whitelaw, Julian Flournoy, Kid Vegas 8402, Eric Jordan, Michael McCreary, Kenny Alpha, Jario, Kane Major, Kundalini Lee, Marcus A. Morris, Heath, 313 Money Team, Tashawn Howell, Steve Stroh, Marvin Banks, Anthony Perry, Nelson Fu, Luke Afsaf, Be Minded, TM Rowland, Flavor Sweet, Eric Jordan, Glenn Isaac, MGTOW Griffin, Soapbox Willie, Steve Apoku, Brian Lindemann, Jojo Egogo, Big K 3695, Still Sharp and Still, Stefan, Plug 2, Chaos Angel, Thomas Ford, Corey, Gary Leonard, Fidel Castro, Frank Antangfor, Marcus Renton, Cunha, Zir Almighty, Burundi Shasmao, One Day, Joe Fit, Jonathan Pope, Corporate ENT, Dominic Volpe, 10 Lassie, Total Misdemeanor 75, Ann Majek, Showtime, Michael Ray, Michelle Carlisle, Sandra Jones, Cobra Clutch, Jay Wade, AMD Sutherland, and Sarah Alden. Thank you for your support. All right, folks, I've been trying to keep on top of all the comments that you've been giving. So it's been a little out of it this week. Today is September 11th. We all know what happened today. I won't get too much into that. The world is sad enough without us thinking about that right now. But I would like to get into today's topic, and that's going to be, as usual, Kevin Samuels. Hopefully you guys will like this one. And this is going to be the YouTube episode, What's a High Demand Woman? And this is going to be a minute 35, 1 hour, 35 minutes and 18 seconds into the video. And the video is called What's a High Demand Woman? And he'll be talking to a 32-year-old woman. And let's get that started right now. Without further ado, I'm going to get into the video. Let's play.
What is that?
Adele. It's Adele. The I's are pronounced as A's.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 32, actually.
All right.
So I'm a little bit older than all the ladies on the panel.
Okay. Have you been watching most of the program?
I have, yeah.
Okay. What do you have for me? What do you have?
Well, my question is, I've been in a marriage for 8 years, so I experienced that at a very young age. So I got to see a lot of, I feel that I got married really young. So with that being said, I went through a lot of different things and challenges that I wasn't really prepared for. I'm 32, actually.
All right.
So I'm a little bit older.
Stop unmuting yourself.
A little topical difficulty.
I I totally forgot what I was saying right now because I just got cut out.
You experienced a lot of things that.
Yeah, I feel that when you get married young, it's very challenging because as a young person, you're maturing, right? So when you go through life, you're gonna
So you think
experience
you should get
certain.
married older?
I think if somebody was to choose to get married, I would suggest waiting until maybe like late 20s, early 30s.
You stupid.
Biology would disagree with you.
Biology, not really,
Yes, it
because
would, ma'am. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Ma'am, I've had many meetings with OBGYNs. It's geriatric pregnancy, sets in the 35. Just because,
okay.
I'm just saying, ma'am, you're saying late 20s, 30s.
hmm
Okay, what are you going to learn on the dating market that's going to be beneficial to your husband?
What you learn is you learn patience because when you are in your early 20s, you're just now getting used to who you are. You start getting an identity, right? A lot of people get out of university, college, start getting into their careers, right? So you have to.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So I'm going to stop it there real fast before they get into the next topic of discussion. But the issue that I have with what she said, I disagree with her. And I did watch this video briefly, but to say in your 30s is a big problem. And Kevin does get into it, so I'm not going to really talk too much about it right now because he does discuss it. But I disagree with her because the thing there is patience doesn't necessarily come with age. Patience comes with understanding. And if you don't understand patience in your early 20s, that means that you have not been guided in the right direction as a young person. So yes, generally people fall down a few times before they get a grip and get a grasp of what's necessary to succeed in life. But if you've been raised right and you've been told and you've been groomed or whatever you want to call it. I hate the word groom because it means such something else in this day and age. But if you have been properly led and guided by your parents or whoever is responsible for your upbringing, you won't have that problem when you become old enough to really go out on your own and get married. But let me get into this. I don't want to talk too long.
Kind of experience that
How long have you
first.
watched my program?
I just started watching your program. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, you're so wrong. It's not even funny.
Okay.
And the women would tell you you're wrong, not the men. The women would tell you you're wrong. The women are
And
streaming in the comment section. They're like, "Who? No, you're saying the same typical womanist, feminist crap that has screwed up the black community. Delay marriage so you can get out here and freaking find yourself."
it's not
Ma'am, you're
delayed
not going
marriage.
to
I never
learn. You're
said. I
not
never.
going to
No.
learn.
Let me
No,
tell
it's
you,
one thing.
Kevin.
Whoa, whoa,
Let me
whoa,
tell
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa. One thing we do not do. Put your finger freaking down. Who do you think you're dealing with?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think you're dealing with? One thing you don't do over here is overtalk the host.
No, ma'am.
I'm not in first grade. Don't put your finger up to me. It will go real bad. We can do almost anything else other than that. Are we clear on that one seminal point?
Okay.
All right. So what I'm ultimately saying, man, is dating does not help you be patient with your husband. Being younger and more cooperative, agreeable, and honestly trainable is how it's typically done. Your turn.
Trainable as in what sense? Are you saying trainable as in your upbringing? Are you saying trainable in the sense of like
Where are
your
your
dating
people from?
experience?
Where are your people from?
I'm from Africa. I'm from East Africa.
Okay, so in East Africa, how did they wait until their 30s to get married? Hundreds of
No,
years
they
ago?
actually get married very young.
Right, because you go from your father to your husband. You don't go from your father to the village to a husband. Because what you're going to do when you're leaving your father's house and you're finding yourself, you're going to have sex.
Hmm.
Right. So you're not even marrying your husband as a virgin,
Not
which
you.
lowers your overall value to a man.
That's facts.
You're coming
No.
in with emotional wounds that may have healed, but you still have the scab. They're still real.
Hmm.
Past traumas of relationships that didn't work, where somebody younger has none of those. Let's take care of human interactions. Have you ever had a pet?
Yes, I do.
What kind? Dog or cat?
I have a little cat.
A little cat. Doesn't surprise
Yep.
me.
Her name's Mickey.
Yeah. Now, I want you to imagine trying to domesticate a feral cat.
Okay.
Or I want you to imagine trying to love a cat that has been abused by previous owners.
Hmm.
Would you rather get one that's a kitten?
Now, I get what you're saying. If you don't mind me, I just want to touch on that. I get what you're saying. Like
Well, I
when
would
you
rather
go
you
through,
answer my question before you go on to make your point.
because I'm thinking about it right now. You're talking about would I rather choose a kitten who's been through that has had some trauma, or would I
No, I
choose a
mean, would you rather have a kitten, a feral cat, or a cat that has previous owners?
This ain't the C train, okay? We have rules here.
So I wanted to stop it there because the problem that I see is going on with this conversation is she's actually not even listening to him very well. And I saw this, like I said, I watched this once, so I kind of have an overview of what's going on in the discussion. And what I see here is the question with the cats is she is saying that in her answer, which is going to come up real shortly, she specifically didn't hear what he said because he said a kitten, a feral cat, and a cat that had owners that abused it. That's what he said. So, of course, a kitten is new, born, so you can domesticate the cat to your pleasure. A feral cat is a cat, basically out in the street and running wild. And of course, a cat that's been abused by its owners, who knows how that shows up in your home. So that's what he was saying. And she didn't kind of understand that. Now, I wanted to go back to the age thing. And she said a couple of things, talking about finding yourself. And the thing is, the problem that I have with that is, why do you need to find yourself so late in life? Why are people missing who they really are? And I think the purpose is here. There's nothing wrong with raising your kids to be young and grow up, but 30 years old should not be a day to say, I'm finally mature. And that's the problem. That's the problem with people today. They tell young people to be young, be wild and free. But unfortunately, when you wild and free, it comes with circumstances more time than not. And then in the end, you're asking innocent people to pick up the pieces of whatever you went through before you met them. And that's very unfair. And I've seen it countless amount of times. You deal with the trauma of a person that went through bad relationships, and then now they're looking for the right person, but now you got to deal with them through this trauma. And a lot of times, more times than not, it comes with some type of abuse from that person, not necessarily a physical one. It could be mental, verbal, things like that. And what I mean in the mental abuse, I mean a mistreatment, not necessarily that you're out there abusing somebody. And I'll talk about that briefly.
Those are the only options: a kitten, a feral cat, or a cat that has had previous owners and may have had some trauma.
I would choose the cat that probably had previous
See,
owners
she didn't listen.
because it's like something new. I'm a new owner, and cat will identify with love, would identify
That's
with
not true.
genuineness, right? And
No, it won't.
vulnerability.
Did you go to college?
What you talking about, Will?
Yes.
Did you
I
graduate?
went to university actually, so I'm from Canada. It's a little bit different than the States.
Yeah, it's feminist hell. Ma'am, you're just wrong. It's simply wrong. That cat It's not like a human, so it doesn't have the same level of intelligence. But that cat has other bonds. So what you're telling women is delay marriage until the biology is almost against you, to get out here and have sex and other relationships with men that really won't benefit you in a relationship with a man. What if the men, how about this, man? How about this? Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, let's assume that for the sake of argument, that what you say, men, that you're just right. And if the men don't want women with previous quote unquote owners, then what?
Then
What if the
that's
men?
them. I
Then
wouldn't.
what
I
are you
wouldn't
going
want
to?
somebody who
Then
doesn't
as a
want me.
woman? Then what as a woman are you going to do if you want a man?
My quality is not where I've
I
been.
asked you, as a woman, what are you going to do if you want a man and the men don't want what you say they should?
I don't want them either if they don't want
Then
me.
die the fuck alone.
You.
I want you to understand that this is prototypical of what's wrong. Basically, accept me. This is what I think, and you would think men should accept it. If the men don't want it, then you don't want them. Then great. Go live by yourself with your cat. You can do that. But men have a right to ask for what they want. Women with little to no trauma. And if that's
Well,
beyond your capabilities, that's cool.
I
Hope
don't.
you.
But you're speaking on it like I have a lot of trauma. Like I just
I'm not
mentioned that
speaking on
I've been.
freaking you.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, lamb, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat.
Ooh, okay, she lost track of the conversation. And of course, lady, he is not talking about you. He is talking in general statement, not you, lady. Take yourself out of the equation. He's not saying you specifically, but he's using you in the general terms. You, women in your situation that might be similar to you. That's all he's saying. Lord have mercy. The broad is thirsty. Make a man reimburse me.
I don't know
Okay.
you, man. I'm talking about women
Okay.
in general. But I'm going to
Okay.
ask you another question. Are you making in excess of 6 figures?
I'm making close to 6 figures. I'm making
Okay, great.
89,000 a year.
Great. Then as long as you're going to be able to pay for yourself in your retirement years without government assistance or anybody else, have at it. Because men don't want women with men want women with as little mileage as possible.
Facts.
Mileage in what sense? What is mileage to you?
Lady, understand it's a relationship. It's dicks. It's
Okay.
broken hearts. Let's not be silly here. And if your people are from you said it,
Africa.
our people are from Africa. Then why are we doing things, if things have worked, why are we having, is this new way working?
I think
No.
for some, I have.
Who told you that?
This lady is delusional.
No,
have
for
a lot of-
some. In other words,
Yeah,
no.
no, I actually have a
For
lot of
some,
good
is it working?
relationships.
Is
No, I
it
have a lot of
working?
good
Do
relationships
you have
with people that
children?
have been in marriages.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
I have 3 children.
Born in the marriage?
Yes,
Who filed for divorce?
myself,
On what grounds?
on the grounds of like no respect and infidelity.
So in other words, you wrecked your home.
She said no
I
respect.
didn't do it to myself.
No, you wrecked your home. You filed for divorce. He didn't, you did.
Yes,
You wrecked your home, so now your husband
I
is
didn't.
now,
I didn't wreck my
now
home.
ma'am, you filed, he didn't. I call that over here, we call those home wreckers. You
But
wrecked
Kevin, you
your,
have to
I
also.
don't, but
You
no,
have to
Kevin, no,
also
ma'am,
have
no,
self-respect.
this is
You
gonna,
have to have
this is gonna go
self-respect for yourself.
one way. Ma'am, would your children rather be in the house with their mother and father?
They are still in a very
Would the
healthy
children rather
co-parenting
be in the house
relationship.
with their mother and father?
Yes, of course, everybody
But
would.
of
I would
course,
want
so
that.
many modern women today are selfish.
He's
It's about
to
them.
mute her.
3 kids, telling women to, ladies, she don't even realize she just.
I don't need a cookbook.
Oh man.
You couldn't.
All right, I think that's the end of it there. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, she certainly definitely was not aware of what the conversation was there. And that's a big problem to me. You know, when you're in a situation where somebody's having a conversation with you and you put yourself into the discussion, and then you put other people into it and then try to make up for it. So I thought that was interesting because she definitely wasn't honest in that conversation. And she really, I mean, she didn't really contribute to the way it could have went down in terms of having a, and it happens a lot of times because a lot of times women that call to speak with Kevin on his platform, they often do the same thing. It's almost the same plot line as they call. You know, more times than not, they want to be cooperative and agreeable with him, but then he kind of calls them out on something. And then when he calls them out, it's like they got to prove that they're right. And then once they do that, then that's when it kind of blows up. All right, I got one more video, one more portion of this video, and it comes at 55 minutes and 17 seconds into the video. So I'll get into that. And that's also a brief video. It's about 10 minutes. So I'll get into that and then we'll close out. See what they're saying there. Let's go.
So I'm watching your show right now, and so is there like a question? Like I agree with everything that you're saying, and I do believe that everything is out of order right now, especially like the world and structure. But I guess my question is, I was just wondering, like, so I don't know, like I meet people from different areas, and you know, I am sought after, but I don't know where to find them, and I don't know who to give myself to, you know? So it's kind of confusing.
No, hold on. Where? Okay. Are you looking at me on the phone, or where are you watching? Where are you
on the phone? I'm on the phone.
Okay. Is it also on the TV?
No.
All right.
I can't see you. I only see your picture.
So you're saying you're sought after for what?
Because well, initially it is the looks, of course, and then it's like I'm able to have like really good and long-term relationships. Yes.
What's the longest relationship you've had?
My longest relationship was 3 years.
How long ago did that end?
So I'm in a relationship now, and that ended like 4 years ago. And the relationship that I'm in now is 2 years, but I don't know if it's gonna last.
But you're only 25. The numbers don't seem to match.
No.
Okay.
She can't add. So let's do the math. So 25 minus 2 is 23, and then minus 4 is 19. And you're gonna see what she says right after this. I did watch this portion as well, but the math is not on. So stupid. All right, let's continue.
Well, that's true. But like, 19, I had a relationship, and that lasted for like, I thought it was, yeah, that's true. It doesn't match. Sorry. I guess I've been telling myself that it's been 4 years, but it's, it's 2 years.
So would you say you're a high demand? You say you're a high demand woman?
Yes.
Nope. Okay, let's go down the checklist.
Okay.
Let's go down the checklist, shall we?
This is a certified hood classic.
I didn't know I was gonna be sitting up.
Oh my!
I should have known.
She violating all the rules.
All right, let's go down the checklist, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the mindset of a high demand woman?
Nah, B.
So. Yes.
No,
I do believe that I am feminine. I am affectionate.
Definitely.
Hold on. When I defined mindset, how did I define it?
Disciplined, diligent, and another word.
Nope. Mindset. No. Mindset.
Cooperative,
smart, and agreeable.
Okay. Yes.
You have that mindset?
Yes.
Okay, fit. You're physically and mentally discerning, disciplined, and dedicated.
Yes. Yeah.
Feminine. You're affectionate, accommodating with subtle sophistication.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
You're naturally nurturing, meaning you have a carefree, loving, easygoing, light nature.
Nope.
I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go back to fits.
Oh my God.
Do you feel, you say you're physically and mentally disciplined, dedicated, and discerning?
I think so.
Well, you think
I know
you
so.
think you've comported yourself that way in our interaction?
Nope. No.
I tried to.
That's not what I'm not asking. Did you attempt to? I'm saying, do you feel like you came across as someone who had structured thoughts, disciplined thoughts?
No, I did not come off that way.
Well,
yeah.
I don't even know what the question is that you have, ma'am.
I don't know where to find these men. Like they usually okay.
They don't. What do you want them for?
So
what do you want the men for? What do you want them for? What is the outcome you want?
Yeah. So I'm right with you. By the way, I just want to let you know. But so there's so much love, and like you said, men are looking for hope.
Outcome.
So stop it there. The problem with this discussion is, again, she wants to say something but doesn't quite know what to say, and this happens a lot. And I think the issue is when people get on finally, in their mind they have a whole synopsis of what they want to say, and then when they get on, they kind of draw a blank. So I think that's what happens to a lot of these ladies that call on. No, through no fault of their own. They want to say things that are productive and easily understandable when they're making a point. But then when they get on, they get a little tongue-tied and they're trying to figure out what to say at that point. I mean, I've seen it happen quite a few times. But whatever that, I should have wrote down this checklist there, but definitely she has a not feminine to me. I'm sorry. I don't get feminine from her. I don't at all. She sounds very aggressive, and that's a turnoff to a lot of men. You know, argumentative she sounds. And not that she argued per se with Kevin, but the way that she spoke to him was like, I could pop off at any time. And I don't know if you kind of understand what I'm saying, audience, but I guess you got to be there to know it.
What is the ultimate outcome you want with a man?
Personally, I know that when two people come together, it's
what
to
is the ultimate outcome you want with a man?
To build something.
What is the ultimate outcome you want with the man?
To help advance the kingdom of God.
What is the ultimate outcome that you want with a man?
Stupid.
I'm telling you.
She didn't tell him anything.
No, you're not. What is the ultimate?
It's to build a legacy with.
Ma'am, do you want to be married?
Yes.
Okay, why not just, is that an outcome?
Oh, I thought you meant like ultimately what did I want the relationship to purpose
smart. Okay, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, smart. All right, cool. You keep saying the men. Why do you think the men are the issue?
I don't think they're the issue. I just.
Well, why do you keep saying? Well, because you said you can't find these men.
Well, because a lot of them, the ones that I love people purely for them and not for money. And
yeah,
a lot of them don't have no.
That's not the. But ma'am, if I put you in the room with the kind of men you're talking about, why would they pick you?
So off jump, like I said, like you said, men are visual creatures. Again. Off jump, and then I guess if we were, you mean why would they pick me? Like if we were in a line or something.
Why would they pick you to mate with and be the mother of their children?
I'm feminine.
No, you're not.
Because you're.
No, you're not. I'm sorry, you are not.
You gotta bob and weave, bob and use your weave.
And I'm gonna call you out right now because you're not feminine. Because no feminine woman starts a statement off with off jump. There's nothing feminine about that. And forgive me, whoever's listening out there that uses that word, that is not a feminine phrase. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of women tend to think because they look feminine that makes them feminine. And that's not the case. I know plenty of women who, when you look at them from across the room, they look very angelic, and then the mouth starts running, and then they sound like,
No, I can't stop yelling, because that's how I talk.
Like that.
What?
I'm feminine and fit, and I'm fun, and I'm nurturing, and I'm caring and cooperative.
I don't see fit. I'm just saying.
And nurturing.
So if I put you in a room full of non-black men who are men that are highly in high demand and highly sought after, high value non-black men, they would pick you?
Usually men from other races do like to talk to me.
Pick you to be a wife?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Well.
Nope.
And they approach me a lot, so I'm not sure yet. I haven't went that far.
Pick you to be a wife. Let me tell you why I asked the question that way, folks, because there's a certain level of familiarity that we have in our culture to where black women just expect that they're going to get picked because they're not as big as Shirley. Mm-hmm. But see, if you change the culture, then they got to compete strictly upon their femininity, their woman shit. Take the culture out, take the race out, then they got to compete on what it is. And that's why the answer is so different. Because you can't ride on being black.
Right. That's true.
The problem that you're having about the men is what? You can't find these men? Even if I put you in a room with them, what would be the outcome?
So, no, it was okay. So yeah, it's a platform, and I know that I want to respect your time, and I know I can't give you a long story, but you know,
would you say that you're a wife?
Yeah.
What? God. So she thinks she walk in the room and they start saying,
"She's your queen to be."
But I'm gonna say, when she just says she's a wife, this is what I'm saying to her.
Who told you that?
God has been pruning me.
No. God doesn't do this. God doesn't do that. Don't put that on my
transformation. No. He's been working on my transformation.
Were you raised to be a wife?
Lord, a transformation.
No, not initially.
Okay, so when would you say you developed into or evolved into a wife? At what age?
Message.
25, like now. Seriously, like he's been working with me.
See what I meant? So when I talked about earlier, the overall mindset is a woman that's serious. A woman that's in high demand. I'm talking to the audience, man. The woman that's in high demand, a most wanted woman, is a woman who has a carefree, easygoing, lighthearted nature, but she's serious. I don't doubt that you're serious in what you want, but ma'am, I'm going to tell you, as a woman, I don't think the men are taking you the slightest bit seriously. When you came onto the platform, you're laying down. You're just like, whatever.
Too comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, but if would you approach a non-black man's platform this way? In such an informal way? You would?
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't.
Thank you. That's the problem. It's part of the problem.
I feel sorry for your mother.
Yeah, I mean, this was something else. I'll be honest with you. She was all over the place with that discussion. And truth be told is she wants to believe it. And I'm going to be honest. A lot of times as people, we believe things about us that's just not true. And I could even say that I myself has fallen, in my lifetime has fell into that category. Believing things about yourself that you are in better condition than you really are. And most of the times that's not the case. So that does it for the video. So now it's time for relationship braces. Relationship braces, bringing hearts together, one heart at a time. 25 and 32-year-old women, what could I possibly say to you to put yourself in a situation to find the things that you're looking for and get out these hair streets into a meaningful relationship? All right, here are my thoughts on that. So my final thoughts with the braces is that communication is important. If you don't have that, if you don't have good communication skills and good projection skills, you're going to keep going through this process all over and over again. In terms of the 32-year-old woman, she had it all wrong. It's not the age that gives you the understanding. It's the experience that gives you the understanding. And whenever you get that, then you'll be ready. You don't need 10 years for that. You just need an open mind and a willingness to understand what it is that you're seeking and how to get it. For the 25-year-old woman, well, here's the thing. You got to brush up on what you're doing, your etiquette, your conversation skills, the way you respond to things. Because I know for me, if I see someone like that, I'm definitely not interested. And not to say that I'm the high value guy, but I am a quality person, and quality seeks quality. And if you're not offering quality to somebody, most of the times people know right away, and they'll entertain you for the short term, but disappear for the long term, or check out and stay around. And those are the braces. All right, folks. Once again, this is Jonathan St. James. I thank you for checking us out at the Truth Still Straight podcast. For all you who have liked and subscribed and watched, a special thank you goes to you. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. And I am out.